I thought, both teams were sluggish just because of the quick turnaround early on. But us being the home team, I thought we were just able to muster up just a little bit more energy throughout the second half. And you never know where it's going to come from. Today, obviously Saeed, it always comes. But YY and Stacy, I thought really helped us in the second half.
Cohen scored 25 last time against you guys. I don't know how many he had today, but it seems like until the end he really didn't score much. What did you do defensively today that worked?
I think we were just better at everything that we've been talking about as a team. So it wasn't necessarily a specific thing for Cohen. And again, I thought they came out and they had some open looks early on and they didn't fall, and sometimes that has some carryover. And they're obviously banged up. But we had a home game. We came out and we did what we needed to do. So I was happy with the overall effort.
Seems like it's not the first time when I think it was like 10-4 during that kind of sluggish period. Mark picks up a foul, YY checks in, all of a sudden things really changed for you. What kind of real spark does YY provide in those situations on both ends of the floor? Scored 15 tonight as well.
Yeah, well, older guys, it's, Saeed, obviously, every game, he's a senior, he's been around, he knows how important every possession is. YY, is a veteran, he's been around, so he understands the importance of every possession, the importance of just energy and playing hard, and things don't always go your way. You just gotta keep battling. That's what he's been doing since he's been here at AU and what he did tonight.
How excited are you about the progress tonight defensively in terms of keeping their guards and their slashers, the Wilsons that both hurt you in the first game, in addition to Cohen, out of the lane while walling them off better?
We were a little better on the perimeter, but it was mostly, I'd say, YY, who they were. He was meeting them, and they were meeting him. And his, just energy affecting shots and, helping on the drives. So we were overall a little bit better, but YY made the big difference tonight.
Jacob's been a little bit quiet the past couple, but you've had those guys coming off and filling that gap. How has that been important to have those guys come in, but also what's going to be the next step for Jacob to get over the slump?
It's not a slump. It's just just figuring out college basketball essentially. He's talented, he's good, and he's going to be a really good player for us, and he works his butt off. Right now it's just other guys are just able to do certain things out there. Connor's giving us great minutes, Glenn's giving us great minutes. But on any given night, just like YY, I didn't plan. I didn't think, okay, we need YY tonight. It's just things happen like that. So Jacob, if he keeps working the way he does, and I know he will, he's going to be in there and helping us.
Follow up to that, are teams overplaying him on the perimeter? Is there any way that you can get him some open looks right now, or is it just the way that teams are defending him that it's really, really difficult to create those looks?
I think it's just sort of him figuring out sort of where to be, spacing. It's I don't think teams are necessarily keying on him or anything. There's just a lot of things out there to do as a basketball player, and they're taking away his one strength, but he can do a lot of other things. So it's just figuring out when and where the right time and situations to do it.
I know it's a one game at a time, obviously, in the Patriot League season, but it had been 1,789 days by my unofficial math since you last beat Lehigh.
88 or 89?
89. That was okay. March 5th in the Patriot League tournament 2015. Mentally, how nice is it to clear that hurdle? From the guys' perspective, was there any kind of camel off their back?
No, I don't think so. I think they just realized that we're playing well. It's like a halfway point. Even though we haven't played Lafayette and Navy yet, numbers-wise, it's the halfway point. As far as 9 games, we eked out some wins and we're in a good position. It was just getting a home win tonight. So I don't think they think about the historic nature of it or the 1,700 days or anything like that. It's just getting a win that you needed to get.
So you mentioned halfway through the Patriot League, 6-3. If you replicate that, it'd be 12-6. Do you feel like you're on your way to what you want to achieve in the league this year?
Well, I mean, this half we are, but again, you haven't played, Lafayette, who's playing great.
Yeah.
Haven't played Navy,
True.
who's playing great. So it's still, very early for everybody in the league. So, it's one game at a time. That's what it is, and that's how we look at it.
Any thoughts on Lafayette specifically, their 3-point shooting?
Yes, their 3-point shooting. Jaworski, I mean, they move the ball. They play so well together offensively. They got veteran players that have been around, Stout and all these guys. So it's going to be a totally, new challenge. It's like just trying to replicate it in practice is going to be really hard. And seeing the team for the first time, it'll be Jameer and Ben and Connor's first time sort of, guarding that kind of stuff. So, we got to just be ready, get some rest, and be ready on Wednesday to try to get ready as we can.
Sorry, I wasn't here. I was sick on Saturday. Colgate, did you feel that you made strides against them, did things better against them? If there is a third time in the Patriot League tournament, did you feel like you got closer as far as being able to compete?
Yeah, I thought we had, minutes. I mean, you're always essentially just looking at your own team and, what you're doing offensively and defensively, and are you doing the things that you worked on? Obviously, Colgate makes it really hard on both ends to do those things. They're a really, really good team. They're like flawless. It's like they don't have a weakness. But I thought we competed, and they just played better than us. So we just gotta learn from whatever we can learn from that game, but just move on to the next one.
Cool.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Mike.
Great.
Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.